Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's Tech Tuesday. We appreciate you taking the time to join us. Today, we're going to be talking about our new BI Gateway, and we have quite a few people from the BI team joining us today to help answer your questions. Specifically, we have Faisal and Bobby here who are going to demonstrate a few things about the BI Gateway for you. Before we begin, I just want to remind everybody, if you're new to Tech Tuesday, we do have quite a people who've registered for today's event. So if you do have questions, we have everybody on mute so we don't have any noise distractions in the background, but feel free to ask a question at any time in the chat. We'll be taking some time to answer your questions, and some of our folks from the BI team here might answer them in the chat as we're going through the session. We're also recording the session so that at the end of the day, I'll send you a link to the recording so you can go back and check it out if you'd like, or you can even share it with some of your colleagues who may not have been able to attend today. So again, at the end of the day, you'll get a follow-up email with this video and some helpful links about how to use the BI Gateway. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Faisal and Bobby. Thank you guys for facilitating today.
Yeah, not a problem. And thank you, Vanessa. Before we begin, I'd like to give a quick shout out to Vanessa, just because she's been running these Tech Tuesdays for years, in person and now even remotely through the pandemic, and she's done a wonderful, wonderful job.
Oh, so, thanks, Bobby. That was nice.
Absolutely. So without further ado, let's get on with the show. So welcome to the BI Gateway Tech Tuesday, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Wbg. I'm from the training team, and I'll be working alongside with Faisal Qureshi from the business intelligence team. Faisal, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Good afternoon all. Hopefully we have a productive session today.
Absolutely. And it will be a most productive session alongside with our agenda for today. So moving a little bit forward, we're going to be as productive with the BI Gateway, going alongside with why we are transitioning to the BI Gateway, towards what is the BI Gateway, and then even showing you guys a very light demo of the BI Gateway, all of its features, certain aspects that everyone should be able to find as a wow factor. Absolutely, I know I do. And at the end of the session, we'll break into Q&A. So if anyone has any questions at all regarding the BI Gateway or anything we have mentioned, please feel free to ask. So without further ado, we're going to be talking about why we are transitioning to the BI Gateway. So we are switching to a cloud-based environment, and the BI Gateway allows for that because previously, we had to use third-party extensions such as Citrix or My Apps in order to access our reports. But now we are moving away from Citrix, and with this cloud-based environment, we will drastically reduce downtime for updates, meaning that users that access the BI Gateway will have the most up-to-date features for the specific tool when accessing it. So in order for everyone to gain access to the BI Gateway, please note that there are two methods through Wbg and the BI portal, which Faisal will be demoing. And you'll be able to see how to access the cloud-based environment through the demo in just a little bit. For all of our reporting users, please note that everything for analysis for Excel, all of those reports have already been migrated to the BI Gateway, and all portal and web intelligence reports will be migrated by 2022. So by next year, should be able to have everything perfectly set up. So moving a little bit forward, we will be talking about what exactly is the BI Gateway. The Business Intelligence Gateway is this new way to access all of your BI reports. It uses the analytics layer of SAP, and inside of the tool, please note that we call reports stories. So if you hear us using this terminology moving a little bit forward, please don't be confused, because reports are just known as stories now. Inside of this tool, you'll see things such as recent stories and so on and so forth. BI stories have interactive features. So you got the ability to add or remove fields, adjust structures of the stories, you got smart insights, and so much more. In addition to that, we also have the ability to save the stories and tailor the look to your preference with much customization features. We got font options, formatting, charts, and plenty of visualizations. Alongside with that, we also give users the ability and the option to create your own stories by accessing the core models itself. So with the BI Gateway having all of these features, we're definitely going to be demoing and taking a great look at all of them right now. So Faisal, go for it.
Thanks so much, Bobby. And again, the same way Bobby reiterated, Vanessa handling all the Tech Tuesdays. Bobby has been handling all of our coaching labs since the beginning of our rollout. He's been doing a phenomenal job, same way Vanessa has with these Tech Tuesdays. So I just wanted to give him a quick shout out.
Thank you.
Of course. So welcome to the BI Gateway, everyone. As you'll notice, it looks pretty familiar to anybody who's used SAP reports in the past. But there are quite a few different features that I think will both be helpful and a little interesting to take a look at. So your homepage is completely customizable. So all of these things can be moved around. You can look at your recent files, your recent stories. You can set up some calendar triggers for certain reports to run on a certain date and time. So all this stuff is available for you to run. Additionally, all of our reports are located in a slightly different location now. If we go to this catalog tab up here, you'll notice all of our reports are organized by the particular areas they're a part of once you hit this filter button. So they're all easily accessible from here. Today, we're going to take a look at the Headcount calendar year report. This report essentially gives us an overall count of a particular employee group, either in a particular department or a division. Whoops. Click the wrong one. That one. And as you can see, the actual variable entry screen looks very familiar. So anybody who's used the reports in the past, you'll notice that all of the fields are completely customizable, so you can enter anything you want as far as those particular areas are concerned, and it should be able to filter out all of those values. Right now, I'm going to run this report with some test data from ITS, and we'll just hit set. I should have one open already. Nope. As you can see, it quickly jumps into the report, pulling in all your respective data. Again, this is test data. Just want to give some clarity on that. And you'll notice that we have tables available directly within the reports. There's also options to add certain charts and bar graphs and such. So all of these are really easy to kind of format and add to your reports if you need them to be there. By default, we are adding tables to the reports that, excuse me, that should have all the information in the formats that you are used to with the old BI reports. These stories are also pretty fast when it comes to visualizations. Same way I showed these charts right over here. I can quickly modify them and do what I need to do with them as far as organization, seeing the different areas that they're a part of, or different axes which can change with them. So if I wanted to go into the report and change some things around, you're just going to hit save as. I already have this saved. Oops. All files. Files. And I'm just going to save this to my personal folder. And there isn't much change, but you'll see that there is an edit option up here. I can just hit edit here. You'll get a number of analytics options right at the top. So you can do your filters, you can add some additional formulas, you can do comparisons, you can also do conditional formatting directly within the report. So all of these features and functionalities, much like the old reports, are available here as well. If I go to my designer, you'll notice that depending on where I have what I have selected in the screen, it's going to show up with a different sort of data set. So if I currently have this bar chart clicked into here, but if I click onto this table over here, it'll change the actual output of what I'm seeing within the designer. So each of these components will be able to be controlled individually or as a whole, depending on if you have the filters on for the entire story or prompt. Excuse me, give me 1 second. Just moisturize my throat. So if I go into one of these charts, let's say, and I'm looking at age ranges between different things. And in this particular case, I'm looking at deltas between these two age groups. You'll notice that the application by itself will do the comparisons and show you the delta between them. Additionally, if I wanted to say, look at something else when sharing these, I can look at distribution. So showing me a heat map of who is available where, giving me the overall distribution of those, or I can just switch it to a stacked area chart. Will give me the overall breakdown there as well. As you can see, the conversion is really fast and it is pretty user intuitive. Additionally, here we have a time variance chart. So this will give me a period of time where how things have changed. As you'll notice, according to our data, we had a dip in the employees that were available in ITS, but we are back at a good level now. Additionally, if I click into this table, you'll notice that we have these little caret symbols over here. These allow for hierarchies to be displayed. So I currently have administration showing. I can extend that and it will show every division under that particular department. Additionally, if I go up to the top over here, I can filter on the particular time frames that we want. This will filter for the whole report. So currently I have all selected, but if I deselect all 2019, you'll notice that the entire report adjusts to the particular date times that we have associated with them. So we don't have as many changes here, but the report has been updated so that we have some additional information there. So I'm just going to select all again. With the table, there's a lot of functionality built into it. And as most people will ask right off the bat, the best way to export the data will be to go to table functions and export. This will easily give you an Excel file that'll have all the information you need to do any sort of additional calculations. However, we do have a feature built into this tool called Grid. Grid gives you the functionality of Excel within the browser itself. So I have this expanded completely here. But if I go to the left here, you'll see I have a number of empty cells. If I wanted to, I can double click into these cells, type in, say, something like sum of, say I want these columns. This is just an example. Hit enter, and it'll give me the overall sum. This will take into account the formatting of the numbers as well. So currently it's just looking at number counts, but it'll also look at, say, dollar amounts or percentages and show you those amounts depending on what is available within them. Excuse me. So that is Grid. We can also go into these tables and add any additional fields. So free characteristics that you'll be used to in the old BI reporting are now called dimensions. So in these dimensions, I can add something like employee group. And I'll separate the particulars of those groups. Or if I wanted to say, remove this hierarchy, I can go into this hierarchy menu for the organizational unit. Go to flat presentation, and it will remove that hierarchy. So you can see everything displays individually now. But perhaps I wanted to show all of the rows, so these individual lines are not showing up that way. I can just go to show and hide, repetitive member names, and all of your values will be duplicated depending on the rows that they are showing. This is a feature that we had in analysis for Excel and all the tools since the old BI reports. Okay, so I have shown you some charts, I've shown you some graphs. Now, if we want to get into the actual data analytics, there's a little tab up here called Data. If I click right into that, you'll notice that a number of fields that I had available within the report are available here. So let's say I want to see the total number of persons. So this will give me the overall count. Well, it's an ominous number. And then I want to look at the administration. So it'll give me the count there. But maybe I want to see the age range for administration. I'll put that where it's a much lower number. But let's say I wanted to get a chart out of it. How would I go about doing that? So I can select this measure. I can select the age ranges themselves. This will give me a graph that'll show that. And then maybe I want to select the calendar month year as well. This will break down those particular age ranges within the actual confines of the particular calendar month. Or say I want employee group, it will select a particular employee group and split them out into these categories as well. Additionally, this is auto-generating all of these graphs for you. So maybe I want to change this to something along the lines of a regular bar and column chart, a distribution chart, say a tree map. It'll break all of that down as well. So this is really good for analyzing your data from a high level perspective that isn't necessarily constrained to a table and say a spreadsheet. All this information is available directly within this little data tab over here. And you can additionally add all of the fields that you had from this data source. So this is headcount. So we'll have some additional information here, but not as much excuse me, dollar amounts associated with this. This is great for those as well. So for any finance users who use for financial tracking, this would be a great tool to kind of analyze particular charges or break down specific ideas within your data sets. I go back to story. Excuse me. Maybe there's another feature that I wanted to go into that's a little different than these traditional reports you might be used to. If I go to this tab over here, this is called the Insights page within the BI Gateway. This allows you to search for particular trends within data itself just by typing in specific sentences. So in this case, it already gives me a recommendation for the particulars of that data set. So say I want the head count for persons by the age range itself and their org unit. I can hit enter. And it will automatically pull out that information based on the org unit they're a part of. So this is the overall org unit that this is a part of. Excuse me. And let's say I want to say something like medicine. Again, this is all test data. Everything didn't search it. But essentially, this can be used to kind of organize all of those particular data sets, and it will generate a chart for you. Yep, everything is broken down by the particular org unit in their respective age ranges, showing under employee subgroup. So these have been some of the features of the BI Gateway. I can see that we have quite a few questions. Bobby, did you want to go over some of the additional tools and tricks that we can have for the users?
Absolutely. Let's begin with some help and support for the BI Gateway.
I'll stop sharing.
Share my screen. And now, the first help and support or resource, I should say, is called our BI Quick Tips. This is our BI Quick Tips series. These are under 3-minute tutorial videos that will show you how to do a specific topic in the BI Gateway. So in order to access them, they are hosted on our YouTube repository. So what we're going to do is inside of any web browser, we're going to go to youtube.com. Then we're going to go to the search bar and click or enter WCM space ITS. So WCM space ITS. I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter right here. And you'll see the WCM ITS channel. right here. You can go ahead and feel free to subscribe to this channel. You'll then be notified, or click on the bell notification icon. You'll always be notified of our latest videos. In addition to that, this channel is just more than BI Quick Tips, so there's plenty of other content you can feel free to check out for sure. But for now, I'll show you how to access the BI Gateway Quick Tips playlist. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on this channel. Then I will click on playlists, and we can access the full BI Gateway Quick Tips playlist right here. I'm just going to go ahead and click view full playlist. Right now, we currently have 3 tips, but we are working on more. These tips are updated every 2 weeks, and before you know it, we'll have a very large library of quick tips for the BI Gateway. You can definitely see that everything is labeled. So for example, you'll see how to access all your funds in the BI Gateway in this specific quick tip. The next resource we have is called the knowledge articles. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up a new tab. Then I'm going to type in its.weil.cornell.edu. I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. Then I'm going to click on get help. Scrolling down for a little bit, I'm going to click on my help desk. And from here, it will take you straight to the My Help Desk portal after selecting your institution. So feel free to select based on your access and logging in with your credentials right here. So because I am not connected to the VPN, I will have the dual authentication factor. But if you are connected to the VPN, you'll be taken straight to the landing page. Give it a sec, just buffers. And right here is the landing page for the My Help Desk portal. We're going to go ahead and click on knowledge. And as soon as we click on knowledge, we'll access the entire knowledge repository. In this knowledge repository, you'll find many knowledge articles for a plethora of different softwares. So we have like Cisco AnyConnect, Zoom, OneDrive, BI Gateway, so much more. So feel free to use this knowledge repository for everything. I'm just going to go ahead and show you quickly how to access BI Gateway knowledge articles. So I'm going to go to the top right of the search bar. Then I'm going to begin typing in BI Gateway, and I'm going to hit enter. And this will bring up all of our BI Gateway knowledge articles right here. I'm just going to click on the first one just because it's already highlighted. And you'll be able to see that all of our knowledge articles, especially this one is a FAQ, so frequently asked questions by many users. All of our knowledge articles are simply they have very simple instructions, and they have screenshots to guide the user in order to access how to do a specific topic if needed. So, we can see right here that we can see screenshots for exporting stories, creating new folders, so on and so forth. So feel free to use all of these knowledge articles, all these simple instructions, if you have any questions on the BI Gateway at all. And this will definitely help you offline or on the job. But I definitely know that that is a lot of information to process. So let me show you guys one more thing, which is a one-stop shop to access the BI Quick Tips and the knowledge articles. I'm just going to go ahead and open up another tab. Then I'm going to type in its.weil.cornell.edu. We're going to go right back here. Afterwards, I'm going to click on services. Then I'm going to scroll down a bit and click on business applications, because this is a business application service. So scrolling down a bit after clicking business applications, you'll see the first hyperlink, which is Business Intelligence Gateway. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then we'll be taken straight to the Business Intelligence Gateway Service Catalog page. This is a page that I highly recommend for all of our reporting users to bookmark, just because it's a simple one-stop shop. It has everything from like the summary to the BI Gateway to the benefits, and most importantly, the guides. It's all hyperlinks that will go straight there. I'm going to even copy and paste the link in the chat for everyone. So let me just do that quick. And okay, perfect. And this has all of the hyperlinks that I've previously shown and more. So going straight to the BI Quick Tips playlist, if we just click on that, And then we click there, it will take you straight there in just 2 clicks. And then if I go back and I click on knowledge articles, you'll see all of the knowledge articles available to you. And we are currently working on so much more in progress. And clicking on anyone will take you straight to that exact one that you have clicked. And right there. Simple clicks, simple instructions, simple resources, all within the business service catalog page. So I'm going to go back to our screenshot because that pretty much wraps up our demo. But I would like to know if anyone has any questions at all, please feel free to come off the mic or even ask in the chat. We are monitoring everything and we are here to help for sure.
Bobby,
Oh, go ahead, Joey.
Bobby, do you mind to show how to access to the BI gateway? Maybe show the both way, like how to go directly into the BI as well as the tile.
Absolutely. So I'll just close out of these tabs and then I'll let everyone know that there are 2 ways to access the BI gateway. The first is the Wbg method. So I'll show you guys this Wbg method first. Inside of any web browser, except for Internet Explorer, feel free to use what's comfortable for you, Mozilla Firefox, Opera. I'm just going to go ahead and use Google Chrome. And then I'm going to type into the URL wbg.weil.cornell.edu. And I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. Of course, I'm not connected to the VPN, so I will see dual authentication factor. But for those that are connected to the VPN, after logging in your credentials, you'll be taken straight to the landing page of WBG, which is right here. Once you reach the landing page of WBG, what you want to do is just simply click on this magnifying glass or this search button. I'm just going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to type in Business Intelligence Gateway. You can see that as soon as I start typing in business, it starts bringing up the Business Intelligence Gateway right off the bat. And we can find the application right here, and clicking on it will take us straight, well, give it some time to load, but it will take us straight to the landing page, which looks exactly like this. This will be your BI Gateway landing page right here. The second way to access, I'm just going to go ahead and log out really quick, but the second way to access is through the BI portal. So I just want to log out so we can see all of the instructions straight from the get-go. Inside of the BI portal, similar to the Wbg method, you can just simply do this in any web browser except for Internet Explorer. So again, I'm going to use Google Chrome in a separate tab, and then I'm going to type in bi.weil.cornell.edu. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on enter. Then you will select your institution from the list below. So everyone that's in Qatar will pretty much just select Weill Cornell Medicine in Qatar. If you're in the States, you'll select Weill Cornell Medicine. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that and log in with your credentials, your seaweed and password right here. Of course, after logging in, if you are not connected to the VPN, you will get a dual authentication push factor. If you are connected to the VPN, you'll be taken straight to the landing page of the BI Gateway right here. And those would be your 2 methods, whether it's WBG or the BI portal, in which you can access the BI Gateway. So are there any other questions besides accessing anything at all that we have demoed or shown or talked about? If anyone has any questions on anything, please let us know, either off the mic or in the chat screen.
We got a question, and this can be for Bobby or anybody on the BI team. From Eugene, this BI Gateway is part of WBG SAP products. Any different functionalities from Microsoft Power BI Gateway besides a different platform?
Vanessa, I can take that. Magna here. Can you guys hear me?
Yep, go ahead.
Okay.
Magna.
Okay. Yeah. So as of now, that's a great question, Eugene. Just to clarify, we do have Power BI as a separate service that we offer, and BI Gateway is also a separate service. The idea is that for a lot of SAP reporting or for a wild research gateway reporting, we do end up using, we will be transitioning everything to the BI gateway. Today, a small set of reports have been transitioned to the BI gateway. Having said that, we have a bunch of reports available on Power BI, using Power BI application as well, which is available on the Power BI portal. Those are separate reports, and those will be separate services going forward as well. Hopefully that answers the question.
There was a question earlier that was answered in the chat, but it may be worth sharing so everybody can hear it. Alexandra had asked, do you always have to save as to a folder before you can start editing?
At this time, yes, we wanted to make sure that we prevented any security issues associated with modifying the reports. So for the time being, we have enabled the save as to edit the reports. Hopefully in the future, we shouldn't have that issue anymore, but we are working with the vendor to get that issue resolved.
It looks like Kristen Adams may have a question. Let me unmute Kristen. If I can do that. Oh, Joe, and for everybody who is looking at the chat, Joey has posted some upcoming coaching labs that we're having for the BI Gateway. I will make sure that I include those dates and how to sign up in the email that that I send out at the end of the day. Okay, Kristen, you should be able to unmute yourself if you'd like to ask a question.
Great, thanks. Once I open a report from the catalog and then I save it as something that I'm going to then edit, then I make my changes and save it. When I go to share it, I'm not finding people to share it with. Is that functionality available? Like I get a dialog box and I tried typing in a name, I tried typing in a seaweed, but it doesn't seem to have anybody in there for me to share with.
Hi, Kristen. I'm not sure who's gonna. Joey, do you want to take that?
Yes, sure. So at this point, we are actually testing the sharing functionality. What happened is at the beginning, they have a functionality. However, there is some security issue. So we are testing to ensure that everyone is only able to see what they can see. So once we confirm the testing, this functionality will be rolled out soon. So we are actually planning to roll this out maybe sometime either end of September or beginning of October.
Okay. And then I just wasn't sure, do you, when you're picking a range of funds, do you have to choose ID and description before choosing the starting value, or can you just choose the starting value from the options as it appears?
Yes, you can choose the option as appear. So if, like, for example, if you know, like the example that you were asking, if you only want the 9 series, so I would suggest to put whatever, if you know the lowest number, the valid number. The drawback here is in BI Gateway, the system does not take any bookers number. In the past, I think for certain users, they will start putting 9000 to 99999. This will not work if 9000 is not a valid number. So if you know your lowest 9 series number, a valid number, then you could put it in. And if you know your highest 9 series number, you could put that in as the highest number. Then, because department, when you run it, you do not, as we always mention, you cannot run by range. However, this tool actually allows you to do by range. After you execute it, even though you don't get any of the result, the next thing what you have to do is you will have to do on the in the report result, you could use the filter function. So we do have earlier, I think Bobby was showing the knowledge base article. We do have an article how to do that. So definitely check that out. And if you do have any other question, email us. We will send you the, maybe we could have a working session with you or come to the coaching lab. We could show you how to do that.
Great, thanks. Yes, because it's just not working for me at all, picking the starting and ending values. I can't, it's not pulling in the funds at all. So I'll try to come to a coaching lab.
Yes, and also there's a knowledge base, because when you do the range, because any of the range inside will have some of the fund you don't have access to, or sponsor program you don't have access to. So by default, it will show you blank screen. But then in combination with the filter, you will be able to filter in all your accessible fund. Then you will be able to see your result. And actually, I think Bobby is trying to show you, we do have a quick tips and also KB article for that.
Right, so I'll view the quick tip, and because the premise, just the premise, is that you have to use the range filtering logic to identify a range, and then once you've identified it, you can then do a second step to just catch the ones that you have access to.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay, so I'll as long as that video goes over exactly how to do that second step, because I'll just do that on my own time.
Okay, and then one other thing is, once you do that, you could save it into your own version. Then next time you don't have to go through this step because your filter already in place as a part of your favorite.
Right. Got it.
If anyone else has questions, you can hit the reactions button at the bottom of your screen as well, and hit the raise hand button so we can unmute you too.
No access to all the funds. Well,
Any other questions?
doesn't have no access to all the funds.
Oh, I think the video is playing on somebody's one of our other screens. There we go. Any other questions before we wrap up this session?
Is it, can you go over where you click on to get the table functions to then download something into Excel? I missed that.
Sure, you're trying to do export into Excel?
Yeah, once you get a report the way you like it, and you wanted to just move it into Excel to do something with it. I know if you try to say export just from the top line small menu, it gives you PDF or PowerPoint, and it's inside table functions, and I just wasn't sure, how do you get table functions to appear? Like, where is that?
I can share that, Bobby, if you want to stop
Yeah.
sharing for a sec.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we are back within the report. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so when you're in the report, hopefully it didn't log me out, you can right click on any of these key figure fields. So in this case, organizational unit, go to table functions, and you'll have an option called export here. This will export it to Excel. So by default it goes to CSV, but XLSX will give you that option there.
Right, and just to be clear, you're in story instead of data mode and in edit mode instead of view.
You can do this from the view mode as well. So if I go back to view.
Because I think that's sometimes where I get tripped up, where I'm looking for something and I'm not in the right thing. Okay, yeah. But you can be in either one. Excellent.
It can be in either one, yes.
And is that head count report in the catalog as a report that we should see?
Not as of yet, no. This was test data that we used just for this particular report. But yeah, it will be in the coming future.
Is PO fund statement in the catalog yet?
Not yet. That is another
Okay.
part of the phase 2 reports. Yes.
Any other questions that we can help you all out with before? Oh, we just got one in the chat. Can you show how to save as? I tried to do it, but can't find a designated personal folder to save it to. Faisal, would you be able to help with that one?
Yes, certainly. So there isn't a default personal folder to save to. So when you go to save as, and I go to my files, you will have to go to this little folder option up here, create new folder. And let's say my documents or demo. And this will create a personalized folder for you so that you can save all your documents to it directly. Does that help?
Alexandra, just let us know in the chat if that helped you out. And we just got another one from Casey. Hello, are you able to display data from multiple fiscal years in a single report when the variable is restricted to a single value? Fund detail statement report, for example.
So at the time, the reason we restricted is because the volume of data can get excessive. So we do separate it out by individual excuse me, fiscal years. So for the time being, fiscal year should remain as a single value for those particular kinds of reports.
To add to what Faisal is saying, this heavily depends on the report itself. So fund detail is a humongous report, and that report typically today is designed to just work for one fiscal year because we display like document level detail information. So yes, that will always be restricted to 1 year because it has so much data. And also it depends on the type of report. Some reports work through multiple years and some don't. That really depends on the requirement on how that report was built.
As a follow-up question to that on the data, if you have used, say, fund detail statement to make a report and saved it in Excel, is there a way to link it? I know that there's a functionality to bring in more data, but it's asking you to pick another BI report. Can you pick your own data and bring up, like, once you've narrowed it down so that that Excel file has less data in it?
I'm not sure if I'm understanding.
In the BI gateway, once you've built a report, there's a way to link it to another data, right? So if I'm doing it like labor distribution by org unit, I can connect it to something else. I've never really done it, but if I've created a report that's just GL account across several funds, so it's only got maybe 25 or 30 rows of data. If I save that as an Excel sheet, is there a way to link my own data to a story, or is it only linking between BI reports?
It currently is only linking between BI reports.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't see any other questions in the chat. I'll give it another minute, but while we're waiting to see if there are any other questions, I just want to remind people that came in a little later, we are recording this session and I'll be sending it to everyone who registered at the end of today. So just expect an email from me with this video, as well as some links and other guides that Bobby showed earlier, so that you can reference it whenever you'd like, and share it with, your own colleagues who might also be using BI reporting. And then everybody can kind of be on the same page about how to use it. It doesn't look like we're getting any more questions, so I'm just going to start wrapping up the session. Again, if you do have questions later on, you can respond back to that email. I'll have some contact information for where to get BI help. But thank you so much to everybody from the BI team and training, because Bobby's part of training. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to put together this demo. And thanks to everyone who attended, for taking the time to learn more about our BI gateway. Thank you guys so much and have a great day.
Thanks all.
Thank you.